excavator. A bucket wheel excavator is widely used mining equipment. It is used all over the world for excavating soft minerals. Here in my model of a bucket wheel excavator, we have shovels which can dig huge volumes of ores or mineral-bearing soil. It drops onto a conveyor and then they're loaded onto trucks for further processing. Here we have a battery which represents a diesel-powered generator which is on the real conveyor, which is on the real machine. The batteries are then powered. The batteries are then connected to the motors which power the entire system. The vehicle runs on chains because without chains, the wheels would sink into the soil because of the weight of the machine. Simple circuitry allows me to control the machine with a remote. We even have a switch here which allows me to spin this wheel and dig. The styrofoam represents the raised ground with the mineral-bearing soil.
Everyone, I'm Adrija from class 6K and today I'll show you a model of a windmill. Now windmills are mechanical devices that produce wind energy, which is a form of renewable energy. That is, it can be used again. So normal windmills use manual wind power or a huge generator to generate their electricity, but I will be using a battery since there's not enough wind in our school. The battery is connected to a switch, and as I press the switch, the turbine stored generates enough wind energy for the LED to light up. This sort of energy is very important in today's world because non-renewable resources like coal and petroleum are increasingly being used up, so we need to think of new ideas and innovations to use renewable forms of energy.
I'll show you how this Fanatron works.
This is the popular fan which uses air force due to the suction, and then it rotates due to the DC motor and it gets energy from the 9 volts battery.
This is a Fanatron, and the Fanatron consists of 9 volt battery, a DC motor, a fan made up of a bottle and bottle's neck, and tires. 9 volt battery conducts electrical energy, and then it flows to the DC motor. The DC motor converts the electrical energy to mechanical energy, and because of the mechanical energy, the fan rotates and the energy will get conducted in this place, and then as the energy will get conducted, the fan will rotate. Because of that, it will move.
My name is Neeraj Anand. My project's name is a mini platform lifter. It lifts heavy loads, and through the help of this lifter, which is connected this syringe. The syringe has some water sucked by it, which with the help of it, when we pull this out, these other syringe, which is connected to the rod, goes in, and then this rod comes down. Whereas if you push the other way around, the same way, a lift is built.
Solar street lights. When the sunlight is there, the solar street light goes and the batteries get charged at night. Where you can use the batteries for on in the solar street light. I'll show you an example. And this is very useful because there's a lot of shortage of electricity in our country. We can use this kind of solar street lights and save electricity.
Raw and boiled egg. Can you guess the difference between these two eggs? No. As they look alike, so to guess these, you can twist them The one which wobbles is the raw egg, and one which twists properly is the boiled egg. As in the raw egg, there is no center of gravity. These two are just like plants. As before, we used to pluck the whole plant to get to know whether they're fibrous or tap. But now we check them with the leaves as they are parallel or reticulate. And the same as with these eggs, we don't need to break the egg to get to know whether they're boiled or not. Just twist them around. The one with wobble is the raw egg, and one which turns properly is the
and my project is based on density. So I have 3 eggs here in the same identical glasses with different amounts of salt in them. Salt goes in between the molecules, which increases the density of the water. As you see over here, there's no salt in this glass. There's a moderate amount of salt in this glass, and this solution is completely saturated. Over here, I put an egg which is completely sunk down. This shows that the egg is more dense than the water. Here, due to a moderate amount of salt, the salt solution is almost exactly has almost the exact same density as the egg. That's why it floats at a moderate level. And here, as it is saturated, it overpowers the egg, which lets the egg float higher.
About Jaltaram. Jaltaram is a Indian classical musical instrument played with china bowls filled with water and beaters. Jal means water and Tarang means waves. When you strike the china bowl filled with water with a beater, using the beater, some water vibrates and creates air frequency which produces a sound. The more the water, the higher the pitch, and the lesser the water, the lower the pitch. Jaltarang is a set of 16 bowls of different sizes. So the big bowl, which is filled with more water, creates more noise. So that has higher pitch, and the smaller one, which has less water, creates a low pitch.
About whistle. A whistle is a simple instrument which creates sound with a wave of wind. It's also called air.
In the prehistoric Egypt, they used to use shells as whistles, and this was either carved out of gourd or branch.
There are many uses of a whistle: controlling the dark, military uses, musical instruments, etc.
Now let me show you how it is. So the higher it is, the pitch goes high, and when it comes low, the pitch goes low. So this is used in trains. Sometimes people use this in trains and etc.
It was created by J.C. Bose.
Showing you about 2 different types of aerofoil shapes of the wing. Out of 10, I'm going to be showing you 2. First, you can see A. Example A. This one has a more surface area on top. Since more surface area is there, the more time the air molecules takes to go over and come down. Let me show you. Because slower, and because it has a bigger bigger area surface, it makes drag, and because of that, this is very slow. These types of aerofoil wings are used in the planes to go under the cloud line. Now let me show you example B. Example B is used in the airliners today. This one has less surface area, whereas more air molecules can pass over it quickly. Let me show you. And it is very much stable because there is less drag. Now let me show you what keeps the airplane up. Airplane has 4 different effects working on it. First is thrust. Thrust is when you move an object. Thrust is something that makes the object move forward. Because of thrust becomes lift if the wings have aerofoil shape. Even because of thrust comes drag. Because of drag, it's trying to slow the plane down or trying to stop it. And then the Earth's gravity is working on the plane to pull it down to the earth. That's called weight. Now let me show you, if any of these were absent, the plane would not be able to fly properly. First, let's start with drag. Without drag, the plane would fly very much fast, too much fast, and it may crash and go out of control. So if drag was not there, then the plane would not be stable. Weight. If the Earth's gravity or weight was not holding the plane down, then the plane would have still been climbing up in the air. Thrust. If thrust would not have been there, then the plane would have just been on the ground crawling. And finally, lift. If the aerofoil shape was not there to create lift, then the plane would just be on the ground moving.
Talk about a double-sided pendulum. Harsh is going to explain more about this.
So friends, can you see there are 5 metal pendulums? All the others shake because all the metal pendulums contains at least more than 71% of the magnetic powers. So when this stops, even this stops. So these all are the magnetic powers. So I can give you an example of a sellotape. Like if you roll it like this, it stops because it has at least more than 195% of frictional force. And if it's a screw, if you try to roll it, it does not roll because it does not have a flat surface and it does not have any power of magnetic and frictional force. Now I'll give you a simple example of a plastic ball, whereas it rolls perfectly because it has the magnetic power of more than 250%.
Centripetal force is a force that makes the body move in a curved path. That is why Earth doesn't float in the universe and it's right in its orbit. The same way, when you sit on a giant wheel, you do not fall off because centripetal force is actually working on it. Here we have showcased a simple experiment to showcase the centripetal force, how it works.
Okay, here we have a cap filled with water and there's no glue attached to the cap. So I keep it over here and I turn it. The water is still there where it is without falling even an inch on the plate. This is because the centripetal force works on it and holds the objects. As my friend Shama told, Earth does not float here and there because the centripetal force holds it. So centripetal force mostly holds everything together so that it doesn't fall down. And this water does not fall down because of the centripetal force acting on it and as fast as
Okay, hello everybody. Today I will be showing a model based on the 4 types of pollutions. The 4 types of pollutions, as we all know, are the air pollution, land pollution, water pollution and noise pollution. So here I'll be talking about their effects, how much harm they cause to us, and also how we can prevent them. So here first we have the air pollution. As you can see from the chimney of this factory, a lot of smoke and fumes are coming out. This pollutes the air and which also causes acid rains, due to which many small insects living on the ground die. And this also causes a lot of problems in breathing, a lot of difficulties in breathing and many other problems in the air. The second is these cars which release a lot of smoke. So to prevent air pollution by cars and vehicles, we can do carpooling. In carpooling, a large number of people can come in the same vehicle, which will reduce vehicles on the road, which will eventually reduce air pollution. The second is land pollution. Land pollution just means littering of garbage on the streets and roads and not putting it in the bins. Here we can see a little man who is actually dumping it on the heap instead of going to the dustbins just in front. So land pollution also causes a lot of harm. Animals consume this when they don't find food and it chokes them and they die. Lots of flies roam around here on these garbages, and when they come and bite us, it eventually causes a lot of diseases. The one and only way to prevent this is stop littering. The third is water pollution. Now, water is a major element of our life, but nowadays this is also dirtied and polluted. So now I'll be showing you how water is polluted. We can see how dirty the water has become after waste is put in this, and also lots of waste is dumped in it. This causes a lot of harm to the marine life, and this water can no more be used. And the last one is noise pollution. Noise pollution does not cause any harm to our nature, but it actually just disturbs the society. I'll be showing noise pollution through the sound of vehicles. It's very irritating, isn't it? So noise pollution actually causes a lot of disturbance in the society. People who want to study and concentrate, it doesn't help them do that. Old age people who want to sleep, they cannot sleep because of this noise pollution. The only way to prevent this is we shouldn't honk cars continuously and loudly, and we should not even play radios, televisions and stuff like that on loud volumes.
Something called as a garbage cleaner or something. So when I had gone to some place, I have seen so much of garbage in a place, and there are not people willing to do that job because it's not clean, and people are discriminating who are actually doing that job. So government can actually tell someone to prepare these machines and send them to work. It's cost free and labor less, and it's just the batteries which are needed to make this whole thing work. These are called as the buckets, and if a garbage is piled on this, so it can actually move, and a person can actually have something called as a bucket, and he can take the garbage from here, which is actually piled up, and it can move, and he can actually take the garbage over here. So it is pretty easy to handle, and we have 3 motors which actually work, and it may be something like this, and if this is gonna pull, so it's gonna move like this, and if the garbage over here is gonna move, it's gonna get catched and you can drop it in another way. Thank you.